Testosterone has been on the decline for the past 2 decades, with as much as 1 in 4 men experiencing below average levels. Physicians rarely diagnose low testosterone and have very little awareness of how common it is. This decrease is partly to do with not using our bodies the way that they are designed. With 30% of the world's population being either obese or overweight, it's clear that modern society's sedentary lifestyle and diet is having grave consequences on our health. But what are the benefits of having optimum levels? Testosterone maintains a healthy libido, burns fat, builds muscle mass, strengthens bones, promotes hair growth, and improves energy levels, mood, cognition, and brain function. It also helps sweat glands produce androstenedione, which signals masculinity to females. Today I'm going to go through 8 different ways to raise testosterone naturally. Number 1. Sex. Sex has been a significant part of human civilization. It is a necessity as the human race depends on procreation for its survival. In modern day society, there is more options to satisfy sexual desires than ever before, such as unlimited access to pornography, long-term relationships, and casual hookups. But what effect does this have on testosterone? First, let's look at pornography. The evidence is pretty varied and is a divisive topic between scientists, so I'll do my best to explain. It has been theorized that with the invention of endless free porn and stimulation, young men are suffering from lack of motivation. Watching pornography spikes testosterone levels as high as 35%, peaking an hour and a half afterwards. When you watch porn, you have a rise in dopamine and cortisol, but lack the oxytocin and serotonin a partner would provide to level the chemicals out. This causes an addictive feedback loop. Long-term relationships. Testosterone rises shortly before, during, and after sex for men, peaking an hour after orgasm. When you have sex with a partner in a caring relationship, dopamine is present, but with added serotonin and oxytocin, which is also known as the love hormone. These chemicals keep the dopamine from crashing and in turn stops the brain from making cortisol. One 2015 study conducted by Dr. Daniel Farelli had researchers collect salivary testosterone samples from 76 heterosexual men between the ages of 18 and 39. Men that had been in a relationship for greater than 1 year had lower levels of testosterone than both single men and men in more recent relationships. Reduced testosterone is thought to promote relationship building and caring for children instead of pursuing other mates. From an evolutionary perspective, this behavioural shift is important that after a man secures a mate and produces children, his children are provided with adequate care. The researcher points out that men in new relationships are still in a physiological state that aids competition with other men for access to potential mates. Multiple partners. A 2007 study found that people with multiple partners have higher testosterone levels than both single people and people in monogamous relationships. This can raise an interesting question. Does multiple partners cause higher testosterone levels, or are people with higher testosterone levels naturally more drawn to multiple partners? Ultimately, having sex, especially satisfying sex, raises testosterone levels and fuels the desire for more sex, and people with multiple partners typically have more sex than monogamous people. Number 2. Exercise. As human beings, we aren't designed to be sedentary. In fact, inactivity is estimated to kill 3.2 million people a year, with the World Health Organization asserting that physical inactivity constitutes the 4th leading cause of death globally. Our bodies and minds work best when we are active. We should be running up hills, hiking, climbing, swimming, and being in tune with our bodies. By lifting heavy weights, you're actually improving the connection between the muscular system and the central nervous system. This allows your body to recruit muscle fibers, causing muscle tears, which in turn stimulates a higher demand for protein synthesis. It also allows higher levels of testosterone to bind to receptors, aiding in recovery. But what muscle group is the most important? Probably the one you're neglecting most. Look at you, with your tiny chicken legs. Pathetic. Training legs is crucial for increasing testosterone levels. Being such a large muscle group, every time you squat heavy, you have more tears that need to be repaired. This is why leg DOMs can be so brutal and makes you walk like this. But most exercise can induce testosterone production, with the most effective being HIIT. HIIT stands for High Intensity Interval Training. This means working as hard as you possibly can for a short and intense period of time. You should work hard enough that you can only sustain the workout that you're doing for around 20 to 30 seconds. These workouts should be short bursts with grueling intensity. This is because when performing HIIT, protein synthesis is greater than protein degradation. Amino acids work to maintain and increase muscle, and more muscle equals more testosterone. The result of this is an anabolic state versus catabolic, muscle maintenance versus muscle breakdown. Number 3. Diet. Diet plays a huge role in testosterone production. To assist in testosterone levels, you want a diet high in fat and to limit the consumption of refined carbohydrates and sugar. Testosterone is created from cholesterol. In fact, studies on vegetarian and low-fat diets both show reduced testosterone levels of about 12%, where higher fat diets of at least 40% of the calories with a higher intake of saturated fat show increased testosterone levels. But why is that? Cholesterol makes up the building blocks from which testosterone is formed. Without it, the hormone simply cannot synthesize. Two micronutrients that are especially important to your testosterone production are zinc, a mineral that elevates testosterone while simultaneously boosting growth factor hormone, both of which enhance muscle growth and physical performance, and vitamin D, which can naturally boost your testosterone levels, as D3 plays a part in its production. Here are some foods that are rich in these vitamins and minerals that naturally elevate testosterone. Oysters. Oysters are the richest source of zinc of any food around. Just a half dozen of oysters will provide you with 33 milligrams of zinc, nearly 3 times the 12 milligram recommended daily allowance for adult men. Hot sauce. A study from France found men who eat spicy foods have higher testosterone levels. The findings may be due in part to capsaicin, the fiery compound in chili pepper. Capsaicin has also shown to increase the size of sex organs, while simultaneously decreasing belly fat. Spinach. Spinach is one of the best dietary sources of magnesium, a mineral involved in muscle development that's essential for reproductive function in men both young and old, active and sedentary. Just 1 cup of cooked spinach provides nearly 160 milligrams of magnesium, half your recommended daily intake and twice what you'll find in an equivalent serving of kale. Eggs. The hormone boost from eggs comes primarily from the yolks, which are rich in cholesterol, mono, and saturated fats. Organic eggs are one of the best dietary sources. In addition to essential fatty acids, a whole egg is rich in vitamin D and aspartic acid, an amino acid that triggers production of testosterone. Broccoli. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli are rich in indoles, anti-cancer compounds that indirectly boost testosterone production by breaking down and flushing the system of excess estrogen. This inhibits the production of male hormones. Brazil nuts. Selenium is a trace mineral found in Brazil nuts that plays an important role in hormonal health. You only need a little bit for healthy sperm, but a tiny deficiency can be catastrophic for reproductive health. Men need at least 55 micrograms of selenium a day, and you'll get 68 to 91 micrograms in just 1 Brazil nut. Onions and garlic. Garlic has a compound that triggers the release of the luteinizing hormone, which regulates the production of testosterone. A study showed supplementing with garlic as part of a high-protein diet could substantially boost testosterone levels. Another study found just 1 gram of onion per kilogram of body weight could boost testosterone levels by 300% in just 20 days. Garlic and onions both contain the chemical diallyl disulfide, which stimulates the release of a hormone that spurs the production of testosterone. Number 4. Supplements. Supplements can be a great addition to add micronutrients to an already healthy diet. Here are the supplements that have been proven to raise testosterone. Zinc. Zinc is an essential dietary mineral. You need zinc for your immune system to function properly. Zinc helps enzymes break down food and other nutrients. It can be found in certain foods, but it's also available in supplement form. Having a zinc deficiency can lead to low testosterone. Exactly why a lack of zinc impacts testosterone levels isn't fully understood. The mineral may affect the cells in the testes that produce testosterone. Zinc supplementation can be especially important for athletes since a lot of it is lost during sweat. An effective dose is 25 to 50 milligrams daily. Magnesium. Supplementing with magnesium can acutely boost testosterone after rigorous exercise. Over the long term, magnesium levels are a significant predictor of testosterone levels. An effective dose is 200 to 400 milligrams daily. Vitamin D. Men with sufficient vitamin D have significantly higher testosterone compared to men who are deficient. An effective dose is 2,000 to 10,000 IUs daily. Boron. Multiple human trials have shown boron supplementation to have a positive influence on testosterone. An effective dose is 10 milligrams daily. Ashwaganda. Supplementing with ashwaganda is a proven way to combat stress. Multiple human trials have shown that it increases testosterone, and that it's especially effective when combined with some form of resistance training. An effective dose is 300 to 1,000 milligrams daily. Shilajit.
Shilajit.
Shilajit. Shilajit is still in preliminary stages of research, but its positive impact on testosterone has been shown in 2 human trials. An effective dose is 200 milligrams daily. Creatine. Creatine is the king of bodybuilding supplements, and there's multiple studies showing its positive influence on testosterone levels as well. An effective dose is 5 grams daily. Number 5. Power positions. In a 2012 TED Talk, Amy Cuddy gave scientific evidence behind power posing. She spoke about how our body posture can dramatically influence our thoughts, emotions, physiology, power dynamics, and even our hormones. Depressed and anxious people show this through body posture by appearing small, crouching over, protecting their neck, or holding their arms. Conversely, the opposite of depression is expression. Expressive people tend to stretch out, take up space, and fidget less. This can significantly change other people's perceptions of ourselves, such as being a good candidate in a job interview, how attractive you are, and even lowers the chances of being sued. Testosterone is the dominance hormone, and cortisol is the stress hormone. Powerful, competent leaders have high testosterone and low cortisol, as testosterone is associated with leadership qualities such as aggressiveness and risk-taking, whereas cortisol can inhibit these behaviors. Amy Cuddy showed that doing these 5 power poses for at least 2 minutes can increase testosterone by 20% and decrease cortisol by 25%. Obviously, doing these poses in the middle of an interview is not recommended, but in the privacy of a bathroom beforehand can yield great results. Number 6. Cold showers. Taking cold showers benefits the mind and body in a variety of ways. It stimulates your immune system, makes you breathe deeper, taking in more oxygen and changing physiology, and boosts recovery. But how does it increase testosterone? The secret is to keep the testicles at the ideal temperature. These reproductive organs have a temperature that is slightly lower than your average body temperature. This is the reason why testicles hang outside the body in a separate pouch. It is proven heating the testes will lower testosterone production. This also reduces volume of semen and impacts sperm count, which can lead to less sexual function. Cold water effectively brings down the temperature in the testes and boosts testosterone production. It also increases fertility and raises sperm count up to 5 times. Other cold shower benefits include maintaining good cardiovascular health, boosting sexual desire and libido, working as an antidepressant, vitality of the skin and hair, burns fat by speeding up metabolism, and boosts recovery after exercise. Number 7. Stress reduction. In today's society, it's hard to remain stress-free. Whether it be expectations from peers, social media narcissism, relationships, unpaid bills, or an overbearing boss. But did you know stress directly correlates with testosterone levels? Cortisol is a stress hormone. When we face stress, our adrenal glands secrete cortisol to prepare our bodies for the primal fight or flight response. This causes the body to shift from making sex hormones to making stress hormones. The ratio between your testosterone and cortisol levels will help determine your mental and catabolic anabolic states. This is called the TC ratio. The mind and body work in great synergy and balance as one. A healthy mind makes for a healthy body, and a healthy body makes for a healthy mind. What defines a man's body is testosterone and cortisol, two essential hormones each serving a very specific and essential purpose. Your goal for healthy living should be to increase your free testosterone and decrease cortisol. As a general rule, more testosterone means less cortisol, and more cortisol means less testosterone. They are on opposite ends of the scale, which needs to be tipped in your favour. High cortisol is linked to a compromised immune system, a higher risk of infection, acne, high blood pressure, mood swings, reduced libido, increased anxiety, and fatigue. To reduce cortisol, manage healthy relationships, take specific supplements, sleep well, exercise, avoid caffeine, eat a healthy diet, care for a pet, laugh and have fun, or employ relaxation techniques such as meditation, mindfulness, and deep conscious breathing. Number 8. Sleep. Sleep is the foundation that everything else should build on. Without sleep, dieting, exercising, and supplements will be useless. Professor Matthew Walker is a neuroscientist and sleep diplomat whose book Why We Sleep explains that you need 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. 1 out of every 2 adults in America are not getting the recommended 8 hours of sleep, and 1 out of 3 people are trying to survive on 6 hours of sleep or less. What's interesting is the number of people who can survive on 6 hours of sleep or less, rounded to a whole number and expressed as a percentage of the population, is 0. But what does this mean for our health? Once you get below 7 hours, we can measure impairments in the brain. The shorter you sleep on average, the shorter your life. Short sleep predicts all-cause mortality. After 20 hours of being awake, you are as physically and cognitively impaired as you would be if you were legally drunk. A lack of sleep costs most nations about 2% of their GDP. If you're dieting but not getting sufficient sleep, 70% of the weight that you will lose will come from lean muscle, not fat. Our body becomes resistant at giving up fat when we're underslept. Men who sleep 5 to 6 hours a night will have a level of testosterone 10 years their senior. Changes in testosterone levels occur naturally during sleep, rising during sleep and decreasing during waking hours. Research has shown that the highest levels of testosterone happen during REM sleep, the deep, restorative sleep that occurs mostly late in the nightly sleep cycle. Sleep disorders, including interrupted sleep and lack of sleep, reduces the amount of REM sleep and will frequently lead to low testosterone levels. There's strong evidence of a relationship between low testosterone and sleep apnea. Men with sleep apnea are also more likely to suffer from complications in their sex lives, including low libido, erectile dysfunction, and impotence. So what should you do if you have a hard time falling asleep? Regularity is most important. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. The last hour of the day, stay away from screens. Turn off most of the lights in your house at night 2 or 3 hours before bed. Keep your room cool. Your brain needs to drop its temperature 2 to 3 degrees Fahrenheit in order to sleep. Studies show sleeping naked can help. Warm your hands and your feet to move blood away from your core out to the surface. With a warm bath, you get vasodilation, and all of the blood rushes to the surface. When you get out, you have a massive dump of heat from the body and the core body temperature plummets. Sleep and diet. Don't go to bed too full, and don't go to bed too hungry. Diets high in sugar and low in fiber tend not to be good for sleep. This results in less deep sleep and your sleep ends up being more fragmented. Supplements. Melatonin is useful when traveling between time zones. It fools your brain into thinking it's time to go to bed. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more videos on a broad range of topics. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see next.